Hey, Juby here. Today I'm going to talk about art direction for filmmaking, especially if you're on a no to low budget. First, I'm going to go through the process of understanding a character, creating a mood board and color palette, and then physically actually dressing the room. So hopefully you get lots out of that. When it comes to thinking about art direction for pre-production, I always start with the characters and of course the script. The characters need to be fully rounded, and often the script doesn't give you all the information you need to create a space for that. So you need to round out and fill in the gaps that the script doesn't give you. I'm going to go through the process of creating 3 different lounge scenes for 3 types of different characters. I'll use the exact same setup with 2 walls, actually this background because it's all I have, and a window and curtain. Okay, so the first character is Chris Holman. He is a young, single, 24-year-old who is flatting with 2 other males. He works in construction and he likes going to the pub, club or parties, and he enjoys skateboarding and watching martial arts on YouTube. The second character is Jenny Taylor. She's a solo mum to a toddler. She lives alone in a small apartment. She enjoys being a mother but is overwhelmed at times. And before she was a full-time mum, she was a receptionist at a law firm. Lastly, there is a couple in their late 50s, June and Keith Williamson. June is house proud and Keith takes care of the garden. They both enjoy golf. The next step for these characters is creating a mood board for their lounge room. These are the images I collected for Chris and the flat situation. I thought the fold-up chair showed an element that wasn't permanent. Also thought the bicycle inside was a good idea, which is why I found a skateboard. And just the clutter and general unkept look suited his character. For Jenny, the images show a messy, busy lounge room, but the messy isn't dirty. The space is still organised. I especially like the bottom left-hand image with its pops of colour. June and Keith's lounge room is very different. Tidy, uncluttered with items that look more expensive, but still cozy. Before we begin designing each character's space, it's important to create a fully blank space. So that means taking everything out of a room. For example, if you're using your own bedroom for a scene, you need to actually take everything out. You might want to leave in some of the large furniture like a bed or dressing table. You have to remember that the character isn't you. Even if they are similar to you, they're not you. And over the time of their life, they have accumulated things that you just wouldn't have. A lot of beginning filmmakers or filmmakers that have made a few films but are now focusing more on art direction don't realize the importance of starting with an absolute blank space. So when the filming is being done, the actual set itself can tell the audience a lot about the character without using words. It's very much another visual layer. So I'm going to move the couch into this space, and that's all I'm going to have as the beginning blank space. So the couch, I've got a curtain here, and this shelf. One thing to remember is that if you are on a no to low budget, you need to use your own things, borrow from friends and family, and have a small budget to purchase from op shops or recycling centres. So now I'm here at the first second-hand shop, and I'm going to see what I can find on the list. So let's go. It was a good shopping trip on the whole. I got a lot of things for the single mother character, a few things for each of the other characters. What I need to do now is just put everything in a pile together for each character and sort out what's next to find and purchase. Hey, so this is the blank space that we're going to start dressing. The first character is Chris, so just as I said before, he likes going to sort of parties, club scene, and he flats with 2 other guys. So let's get started. Just did this very quickly. So I bought a duvet. It was a single duvet, but I cut it so it covered the whole couch. These are borrowed. The skateboard is borrowed. This is an old camp chair of mine, towel, just some sort of electrical, well, not electrical, but looks like sort of a game console. Covered that because I think that with too much shelving, it looks a little bit too designy for a flat situation. Really quick, easy to do, it's just thought through and really simple. Okay, gonna start again. This is for Jenny, the solo mum, and same space, couch, curtain, unit. I'm going to leave the curtains closed for all of them just because of the light situation. If it's coming in, you won't be able to see it clearly. But if it was at an actual set I was dressing, that would probably change. So let's begin with Jenny. This is the finished look. All the toys and baby blankets and things I got at a secondhand shop. The books were about $2. These were $1. This was $3. So it was quite cheap. I saw this. It's actually a pillow slip, but I really liked the colors, and it was about $3. Just makes a nice cushion. So it was fairly easy. I had the basket, that canvas, that little picture canvas I painted, and that would be really cheap to do. You can pick up canvases for not much at all, and then just throw some paint on it if you want it to be abstract. My own basket, another basket, and my backpack. So really cheap, but it definitely gives the look that this person has got a baby, but kind of well organized, like with the baskets. It gives that impression that she might be a really busy mum, but she's on track with things. So that's Jenny. Right, last one, let's start again. Okay, back to the blank space to start with. This is the late in their 50s couple. They are a bit more well off. The more well off a character is, the actually harder and more expensive it is to dress. Of course, they have expensive stuff. It's easier, of course, to do something like this on a budget. I'd managed to keep it simple and do something I think works for the couple. The trick for people who are in a sort of higher class economic sort of situation is to have bigger objects rather than clutter their space up. So lots of space, less things, but bigger, if that makes sense. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, there's more space, not so cluttered. The items use up more landscape. The frame over there, I got at a secondhand shop. It cost me $3 and I just put a cutout from a magazine in that. The vase was given to me and the flowers were about $20, but in all, I didn't actually spend much on this one, so it was a really good purchase. Again, it takes up a bit of landscape. It's good to have some depth. You could do that with any of those characters, but for this one particularly, I wanted to add something. This I bought, it was about $4. I had that, and this is actually a scarf. I think it was $2. Like, if this was actually a set, I would sew this up properly as a cushion. So that was the last one. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching me dress this set 3 times. Hopefully it's a good example of what you can do on a very small budget. Again, make sure you use your own stuff. Use others' stuff. That sounds terrible. Yeah, if you can buy a few little items at a secondhand shops, then you will get there. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been really fun putting the video together, and that's it for now. Hey everyone, I'm just jumping on here. I've been editing the video and will upload it soon. I just wanted to add that in a real situation you would have the colour palette for the whole film and we wouldn't go through each character separately without that colour knowledge. I hope you got a lot out of it. I really enjoyed doing it. And subscribe if you would like more of these. Bye.